Hi guys, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another budget and restricted packs home for my budget home slash restricted packs mini series kind of thing that I'm doing in the more budget area of Willow Creek. So if you guys are new to the channel and this is the first video of mine you're watching or something, I am currently doing this little mini series of budget homes that are also kind of restricted in packs. So the little budget area, the 5 lots at the bottom of Willow Creek, those 5 budget lots, I'm turning all of them into not necessarily family homes, but I'm building new homes on all of them that all have different budgets and that all use mainly like get together, city living and base game. For some of them I do add in maybe like 1 or 2 extra packs, maybe like a game pack or 1 stuff pack or something. But yeah, so the little bottom neighborhood of Willow Creek is kind of like my budget slash restricted builds area. So today we're actually building a 65,000 simoleon family home. So this one is a bit more expensive than the ones we've done before. But I figured since it is on one of the 30 by 20 lots in this neighborhood and I wanted to build something that's a bit more, not necessarily family friendly, since we already have a 3-bedroom family home on the other 30 by 20 lot. I just wanted something a little bit bigger and a little bit more put together. Maybe this is your family's, mid-range home. This isn't necessarily like a start home or anything, but it's more like a mid-range family home. Or at least it's what I would consider to be a mid-range family home. But yeah, it has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So it's definitely a lot of space. It can actually fit, I think, 6 Sims. So obviously you have the parents' bedroom that can, have 1 or 2 parents. You have a child's bedroom. I thought it would be for a child anyway. It could obviously be for a teenager as well. That has 2 twin beds. So I thought maybe they had 2 girls, maybe 2 girl children or 2 teen girls or something. Then we also have another bedroom that I would picture definitely to be for a teenager. It's a bit more mature. But yeah, so another bedroom for a teenager. I thought maybe a teenage boy or something. Obviously you guys can have whatever Sims you want in these homes. You don't necessarily have to have a girl Sim in this bedroom, because I thought it would be for a girl Sim. And then we have another bedroom that's for a toddler, for either a boy or a girl toddler. It's very like green and yellow and blue kind of colors, so it is definitely very gender neutral. And yeah, that's basically the whole house. The master bedroom does have an ensuite, and then we have a really large family bathroom. And yeah, they also have this little courtyard area in the middle that I'm building right now. And that was actually the inspiration for this house. I saw a picture of a house that had this little cute courtyard area, and I wanted to do something like that. So I actually messed around with the layout for this. I built the shell of this house really quickly off camera before I started recording. Just the general shape of it to kind of see how I would fit in the rooms, since I always find building these very square houses very hard, since there isn't really that much you can do with a floor plan without having like awkward hallways or stuff like that. And yeah, for this one I just opted to have a very open plan living area with an open plan kitchen and dining room, a little separator wall or whatever you would call it, that separates the kitchen from the living room, and that's basically the whole living space. And yeah, all of it looks out onto that little courtyard, and the master bedroom actually looks onto that as well. And yeah, then we have obviously 3 kids bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Now, I just want to mention some other facts about the build before I get to maybe like off topic or something. But yeah, so I gave my Sim 65,000 simoleons, and for these builds I do actually count the cost of the lot as well. So once she moved in, the lot cost her 2,000 simoleons, so I only had 63,000 to build this home with. So yeah, it's definitely affordable if you have it on this exact lot and your Sims only have 65,000 simoleons, then they will be able to afford the house and the lot, no problem. But yeah, I really can't speak today. I can't pronounce words for some reason. English is not my friend today. But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to mention was that for this build, like I said, I do tend to only use Get Together and City Living along with the base game. But for this build, I actually decided to use Spa Day as well, since I thought it is a bit more of a bigger family home and it's still only 3 packs. And yeah, I just really wanted this home especially, to have a bit more of a like Zen kind of feel to it. So I did use Spa Day items. I also added a yoga mat and a meditation stool. So yeah, I really like the way this house turned out. It has lots of like white, obviously, as you guys can see from what it looks like right now. But yeah, I used a lot of white and light blues, and there's a bit of black, mostly in the kitchen, that really dark grey kind of color. But yeah, the whole house overall is very like light and bright and airy. But yeah, there's something else that I wanted to mention and I can't remember what it was. That's just really fun, isn't it? But yeah, so if you guys can hear any like wind in the background, any like weird noises or banging, I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but it is actually super windy outside right now and my window is open, since it's also like 30 degrees Celsius, and I think that's like between 90 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's stupidly hot and I absolutely hate the heat, and our house doesn't have aircon or even a fan that I can put on myself that won't make a lot of noise, but we don't even have one to begin with. But yeah, so the house is really hot, and if I don't have my window open, I will probably start boiling in my study with my PC. So yeah, if you guys can hear any banging or stuff like that, it's probably the wind outside that's throwing stuff around. But now that I've mentioned that, I've actually remembered what I wanted to talk about like 2 seconds ago. So the backyard of this house, you guys will notice once I get to it that it is really empty. There's basically just a tree and some bushes and a table with some chairs. And that's because once I got to the outside of the house, I was really running out of money once I got to the backyard. But that doesn't really bother me all that much, since there's a lot to do inside the house. I actually managed to fit in quite a lot of skill building items. So in this house we have an easel in the master bedroom, we have a computer, there's bookcases, and obviously your sim can learn any skill from a bookcase if they buy the correct skill books. We also have a guitar in the girls' room, we have a piano in the living room. So there's quite a lot for your sims to do. Your sims can obviously like learn guitar, the piano, painting, wellness. I did mention the wellness skill. I do add a yoga mat and meditation stool, so your sims can even learn wellness. And obviously, like I said, bookcases are great. I usually forget about the actual functionality of a bookcase. I always add bookcases in my builds, but I use them more like, you know, decorative items. I use them more to like just fill space and look good. When I actually play the game, I tend to forget that they have an actual use. My sims almost never read books, especially not skill books. I tend to just buy the actual skill item for my sims to learn from, so I don't know why I forget that usually. It's a really great way to learn skills, since even the skill books tend to be a lot less expensive than the actual skill items that your sims will need. But yeah, that's just one of those things where you think about it when you build, but then when you play the game you forget. Or I've had this where when I'm playing the game, I'll remember something that I want to add in a build or something. I'll see an object or something that my sim wants to use, and I'll say to myself, oh, I should really use that in a build, or I should theme a build around this specific style, or you know, this kind of sim or whatever. And then when I go to build something, I completely blank and I forget absolutely everything I thought about adding. But Another thing that I wanted to mention is that if you're not familiar with the Sims 4 build buy mode, you'll notice that I do add a lot of like little clutter objects here at the end part of the build when I notice that I do have some money left. So I do add in some like those paintings that you don't normally find in the regular build buy mode. I also add like a remote control for a TV to the coffee table in the living room, and a cell phone, and you know, like a little journal kind of book, but it's not really a book, it's like a menu that your Sims use when they go to restaurants. But I add those, and they're actually from the buy debug mode, or just like the debug mode, and you can get to that menu by just typing in bb.show hidden objects in the cheat bar once you have testing cheats enabled. So this build is completely custom content free. Just before I get someone ask me where those clutter objects are from, they are from the game, they're from actually in the game, you just have to enter a cheat to get to them. But yeah, we're basically done with this build, and this is the second to last build in this series, so the next one will probably be coming either tomorrow or on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that one. That one is a lot bigger, not a lot bigger really, but it's a lot more expensive. But yeah, if you guys like this video, do remember to give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and remember to turn on the notification bell to be notified of whenever I post a new video. But yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!